Hey, what's up guys, it's LegoJ here, and today I'm going to review the Ender Dragon. This is set 21117, it has 634 pieces, it retails for $69.99 in the USA, and it is recommended for ages 8 and up. And one thing you're going to notice off the bat in this video is that I'm not using my my new-ish white background, and that is because of one reason and one reason only. And that's because this set has a ton of stuff in it, and it's actually too big to fit in my white background to get it all in one shot without, like, seeing the background. So I'm sorry about that. I'm just gonna have to go with my normal table here, but it should be alright. I'm gonna try to maybe get a bigger white background at some point. So without further ado, let's get to the review. And first up here, we're gonna start with the minifigs. First up here for the minifigs is Steve, and this is not your ordinary Steve, this is overpowered Steve, or Steve in diamond armor as they call him. He's obviously overpowered, as you can see. One thing that I'm just going to come out and say, and I'm just going to say this real quickly, I kind of wish they would have used like sort of the leg armor that they used for the clone troopers a while back in Star Wars for the diamond leggings, but then on the other hand, you wouldn't be able to move his legs as easily. So it's both good and bad that they didn't use that. But this is a really great figure, and I really like the way they did the armor. And this right here is a diamond sword, obviously, and they use the same mold that they use for all the other swords in these Minecraft sets. And he also includes a bow to shoot down the crystals on top of the towers. So it's really nice to get that. And I'm going to show you how this armor works here, but first I'm going to remove the weapons so you can see him easier. So with the weapons removed, you can get a better look at the figure here. And both the helmet and the chest plate are both new molds. So the mold is not exclusive to this set, but in this color, as of now, it is exclusive in this color to this set. Though this armor will be coming out in the Nether Fortress set, which will be coming out in June this summer, I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. But basically how the helmet sticks on, there's no stud or anything, it's just friction. It just hooks on with friction. There you can see the inside of the helmet, nothing special there. But I really love the way that they did that, so that it's not complicated or anything. You can just push the helmet right on and it just stays on there. And then the armor piece is basically just put on like how any armor piece in LEGO would be. It just goes over the sort of neck rod sticking out of the top. So it's really nice the way that they made this figure. The diamond armor is definitely a big draw from this set. And I think it's really good. So let's get into the Enderman now. So here is the Enderman, and he is holding a block of endstone that you can see right there. So it's really nice to get that. I'll show you how that's hooked on right now. So with one arm removed, you can see how he's holding the endstone block. It just basically hooks on there with the studs. I just wanted to show you guys that real quickly. So the head on this mob is the same head that they used for, the same head mold that they used for Steve, the Creeper, the Skeleton, the Zombie, basically all of the human-like mobs in these new LEGO Minecraft sets. Except it, of course, has different printing. I'm going to bring the camera up here so you can see that printing better. So that's how that looks. It just has two eyes in it, like normal Endermen. And then something definitely worth mentioning here is that they did bring in a new piece for this mob. So this right here is like the main piece that is used to put the Enderman together and everything. It's like the main body structure of him. And this right here is all one piece. You just hook a few things on to the sides to make the Enderman. But this right here is all one piece, and it is a new mold. I think that this piece will be good for mock builders. I think it'd be good for maybe supports and buildings or something like that. I don't know. You could do some creative things with this piece. And I'm really glad that they made a new piece for it, even though his legs do not move because the legs are molded together. Again, it would have still been cool if they would have brought back the woody legs and woody arms from the Toy Story theme and maybe used them on the Enderman, though I still don't feel like that would really look right, and that it would really look like an Enderman. So I think that this is alright, and I'm really glad with the design that they went with for this dude. So let's get on to the set itself now. And you do get 3 Endermen in this set, and they're all identical. One thing you might notice here is that I do have them on minifigure stands, and just so you know, those do not include in the set. The only reason I have them on there is because they do not balance on their own, because of the block they're holding. It's too much weight, so you can see here, if I just place them down, he falls right over. So there's too much weight with him holding the block, though that shouldn't matter if you're just going to have him roaming around in the end, because the end has like studs all over the ground, so you can just hook him on, he'll be just fine. But if you just want to have him like displayed on a shelf or something without being in the end, then you'll have to get like a minifigure stand or something like that, because he does not stand up on his own. Or of course you could take the block out of his hands by removing one of his arms, taking out the block, and then putting the arm back, and he does look fine like that. Just looks like an Enderman without a block, I guess. But it still, I just wanted to mention that he can't balance with the block in his hands. So without further ado, let's get onto the set itself now. So I'm going to start from showing you everything from smallest to biggest. So first up here, this is the spawn platform that you spawn on when you first get into the end. And it's just, in the game, it's just an obsidian platform with 4 torches on it. And obviously they did exactly that in here. They made an obsidian platform with 4 torches on it. But if you do play the game, then you can tell that this is too small. Like, this is not how big it is in the game. In the game, it's a lot larger. But if they did make it bigger, then it used a lot of pieces, sort of unnecessary pieces as well, considering this is such a small and simple thing. I mean, they didn't even have to include this in the set necessarily, but they still did, and I'm glad that they did, because it also adds more torches into the set. It's always nice to get more of these cool torches. And if you want to see what the bottom looks like, then that's what it looks like right there. There's just a little spot there that doesn't have anything on it. So that's pretty much it for this sort of aspect of the set. I'm going to show you the next biggest thing now. So next up here is the portal, and of course the dragon egg is on top of there. But the way that this comes into the game is when you kill the ender dragon, it spawns. The ender dragon sort of disappears and drops particles everywhere, and this spawns below him. And I really, really like the way that they did this, even though it obviously is way, way too small. One thing that you're going to notice right off the bat is that there are 4 torches, or there is torches there, but there are 4 total. And this is like in the game because there are torches on this thing in the game. I can't exactly, I'm pretty sure that there are 4 in the game. That would make sense. But you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I can't quite remember. Also, for the sort of void that you jump into to get back to the overworld, they used blue 2x2 transparent bricks, and that, when you put it with the rest of everything in the end, it looks like the void, sort of. But if you take those transparent bricks and put them like in the overworld, then it just looks like water, because those are the exact bricks that they use for water. I think it looks alright for this set, though I do sort of feel like that the 2x2 purple transparent bricks would have worked better for this. But either way, I think they did a good job. And if you want to see how they did the dragon egg here, they used an already like a cylinder piece that has been pretty popular before. And by popular, I mean that it has included in sets before. And you can see that right there. Sorry if the camera isn't focusing. There's not really much I can do about that. But if you know your pieces, then you should be able to see that, whether it's blurry or not. And then they used this somewhat new piece that is mostly used for flower pots. You can see it has it's different than the other piece. It's very different. And they just hooked that on top of this piece to make the dragon egg. And the best part is that it can actually hook onto the top, just like that. And obviously this is not, this doesn't really look all that much like the dragon egg from the game, because it is sort of, it's round. This one's round, and in the game, obviously in Minecraft, there's nothing that really in Minecraft that's round. I think that this is alright, because they sort of, like in these sets, it's not necessarily supposed to be super accurate to Minecraft. It'd sort of be like if Minecraft and Lego mixed together. So if Minecraft and Lego mixed together, I think this is how the dragon egg would look, and I think that they did a good job with it. So that's it for this aspect of the set. I'm going to get onto the Ender Dragon now. So here is the Ender Dragon. How do I feel about this guy? I would say that they did an amazing freaking job on him. I mean, this is the best that they could possibly do in Lego on this guy. And they even had added a hidden feature with the wings here, which I will show you. He has like loads of articulation. He has articulation in the neck here, in the tail, because they just use all of these like ratcheted pieces, and it looks really, really good, and it looks a ton like the Ender Dragon. And another thing that is just really amazing that they did is obviously they added the printed piece for the eyes. They kind of had to do that, but they even added a printed piece for the mouth. Like, what? They didn't even have to do that, but they did, and it's really awesome. And I'm really glad about that. The mouth can open and close, obviously, and his arms as well are sort of articulated. They can be rearranged a lot. That goes for both arms. And one thing, and this is the only thing that I would ever change about this guy, is I kind of wish that they would have used the same ball joints right here. I kind of wish they would have used it for the neck and the tail, so that you could, instead of just twisting it up and down, you could twist it from side to side, but you can't do that here, otherwise it snaps off. But that isn't really, that's barely even a deal. That's not at all a big deal. I am really, really happy with how this dude came out, and I'm going to show you the hidden feature now. So what this hidden feature here is you can obviously see that they have all the gray scales on top of him, just like in the game. But there's one that it doesn't necessarily stand out, but it's a lot wider than the others, and that is because it's sort of a button. You see when you push it up and down, the wings flap. That is really cool. You can just see how well that works. It really works very well. It works a lot better if you're just sort of flying him around, I guess, because you can just press it and flap the wings. I think that that's an amazing feature. I'm really glad that they added that. It adds a really nice feature to the set. And again, they didn't need to add that. Just like most things in the set, they didn't need to add that, but they still did, and I'm really glad that they did because it's a really nice feature. So that's actually pretty much it for the Ender Dragon. I guess that I can show you the legs now. I realize now that I haven't shown you them yet. So you can see here, I'm just going to lift up the wing. The legs are also like articulated, and they use these sort of two-way joints up at the top, so you can bend it that way, and then you can bend it this way, and you can bend a bit at the foot. So that's it for the legs there, and that's also it for the Ender Dragon. So I'm going to show you guys the end now. The Ender Dragon sort of took a nosedive there. Okay, so here's the end, and obviously the first thing you probably notice is the towers, and these are actually way too small compared to how big they are in the game. And most people don't like that they're too small, but imagine if they made them bigger. Imagine if they made them wider and taller. I mean, sure, it would look loads better. But imagine the piece count. I mean, it would be over like 1,000 pieces, maybe over 2,000 if they added enough towers and made them to the right size. I mean, this would be like a $400 set, or that's probably over-exaggerating. Maybe a $100 or $200 set then. I mean, this would be a really big set if they made it exactly to scale. So I'm kind of glad that they sort of scaled it down a bit. And I'm just going to sort of give you a 360 view here of the end. Hang on, I'm going to lower the camera down a bit. One thing that I don't like very much, this doesn't really matter all that much, but towards the back, it's obviously not meant to be it's obviously not camera friendly because there's these gaps here. I guess that you're sort of just supposed to look at it towards the front. And another thing you probably notice is that there are tons of bricks sort of sticking off the side here, like this one right here and this one. Those are basically used so you can attach things to it. They include one thing in this set to attach, and I already showed you it, but it is the portal here. You can just sort of attach it wherever you want, like right there, and then you just push it down, and then it's part of the end now. So that's really nice that they add all those on the side. They usually add them in all of the Minecraft sets. It's really still nice to get in this one though. And then also for the towers, they used black pieces for obsidian, but they also added some purple studs in there to give it sort of the feel of obsidian, to have those purple dots all around the obsidian. So it's really nice that they did that. Some people don't really like it all that much, but I think it's alright. And then the crystals on the two bottom towers are actually removable. You can see here that you can sort of just take them out to act as if you blew them up with the arrow, or if you just hit them. So that's really nice, and they just slide right back in there. And it does the same thing on this tower over here. So it's really nice that they added that. And I'm actually going to take the Enderman out of here just so you can see some spots at the end in case you didn't see it. So that you can see the end a bit better. And I'm going to angle this camera up now so you can see the top tower, probably the main tower. And there's actually not really a hidden feature necessarily. Well, I guess it sort of is, but just to keep in mind, this only is on the top tower. But if you press the crystal down, it actually lights up, and you can probably see that right there. I'm going to sort of, it's in the middle of the day right now, so I can't really make it that dark, but I'll try to make it as dark as I can so you can see it easier. So I turned all the lights off in my studio, so it's a lot darker now, and now you can probably see the light A lot better. Yeah, that's better there. And they use a red light brick there. I think it's a really good feature though. If they had a white light brick, then it'd obviously be better. Even a yellow brick, yellow light brick, I think would work better. But red is still alright. It's still good that they at least added a light brick to this set. And just like the bottom two towers, the crystal is removable, though it doesn't have like that long trail of end stone on the bottom like the other two. And that's simply because it has to be shorter in order to sort of reach the light brick. So that's really cool. The light brick feature is really nice, and I'm going to turn the lights back on now. Okay, so that was actually pretty much it for this set. I'm trying to think if I left anything out, but I don't think I did. This set is $70, and it does have 634 pieces, like I mentioned earlier in this video, and obviously it's not technically a good deal for the amount of pieces you get. It's still it's an average deal for Lego. Some people think that, and I've actually heard people say this, some people think that this set is too expensive and that it should be $60 instead of $70. But keep in mind that you do get the diamond armor, first of all, which I think that's probably not, but that might be one of the reasons that they raised the price a bit, just so that that could be a bit more rare. And then you also get a light brick. You have to also keep that in mind, because that's an important aspect of this. And it's probably the main feature if you don't consider the wings flapping as the main feature. So getting that light brick is really cool. And this is just a prediction that I just want to say in this video. It doesn't really involve with this set. But I feel like that there might be a light brick function with the glowstone in the Nether Fortress set coming out in June this summer. I think you guys can again correct me if I'm wrong. So that'd be cool if they added another light brick in there. Then that'd be two sets, both of the same price in the Minecraft series that both have light bricks. So that'd be really cool. And once I get the Nether Fortress to review it, I am going to compare it a lot to this set, because they're both very similar. They're both different realms, like different realms from the overworld, and they're both $70 sets. So I'm going to compare it to that. Just keep that in mind. That is pretty much it for this review, though. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.